Hello there everyone, welcome to another Italian pronunciation video, this time for the aria Vissi d'arte by Puccini. We will explore the tips and tricks to help you sing your aria without accent and also discuss the proper open and close vowels and other non-phonetic things such as phrasal doubling and assimilation. Before we do that, please direct your attention to the description of this video below. You will see some links to my various websites, my Facebook fan page. Please give me a visit and a like if you have a moment. Also, there is a link to the pronunciation dictionary on the RAI site. You may type into a search engine RAIDOP or follow the link below. What you can do at the site is type in any word and there's a playback button and you can hear it spoken by an Italian native. Also, there are complete lines of Italian with phrasal doubling and assimilation. They note the existence of non-phonetic Italian. If you are new to all of this, by the end of this video, you should have a pretty firm grasp of what I'm talking about. Also, in the description below, I have written out the whole aria for you using my system where I basically only notate the things in Italian that are not phonetic. So if you have a basic working of Italian and you want to fine-tune it, this is the place for you. So you'll see things like doublings and open and closed vowels, open and closed E's. Okay, so let's begin. What we will do first is we will do the whole text line by line, and then I will go through every single word and we'll examine a lot of the tips we can do to make our accent stronger in Italian, and also a lot of the mistakes I've heard in lessons or in performance. Okay, so here we go. This is the line by line. Vissi d'arte, vissi d'amore, non feci mai male ad anima viva, con man furtiva, quante misɛrie conobbi aiutai, sempre con feci ssincɛra, la mia preghiɛra ai santi tabernaacoli salì, sempre con feci ssincɛra, Diɛdi fiori agl'altar, nell'ora del dolore, perchè Signore, perché me ne rimuneri così? Diedi gioielli della Madonna al manto e diedi il canto agli astri al ciel che ne ridean più belli. Nell'ora del dolor, perchè Signor, ah, perché me ne rimuneri così? Okay, so let's go through it word by word. The first word is Vissi, and there's a double S. And what we should say about double S's is very dangerous when you sing it, because if you do it too early, you will end your phonation. Your vocal cords will stop. Right, so you want to have long on the E vowel, the two I vowels. So if you practice going E and then V, C, in slow motion, you'll have enough E vowel to get through that. Next word, we have a rolled R, d'arte. So you have A, which is always A, and we have A, which is a closed E. Okay, so now let's talk about E. It can be in two forms. Okay, either closed, A as in hey, or E as in head. Right, so the closed form is written just with a normal E that you see, and the open version is with the rounded edges E. If you look down 4 lines in the word misɛrie, okay, so there's your open and closed E. The R rolls in arte, and the reason for that is it touches a T. So when an R touches a consonant on either side, it will roll like that. Okay, and there's no as in American speech, where R's are down there, like that, right? So it's like ruffles have ridges, right? It's there, right? The aristocratic English. So it's that same rolled R. Darte. Okay, next. Also, we're going to have now a flipped R in amore. So the R is now surrounded by vowels, and when an R is surrounded by vowels, it is flipped. Thus, amore, re, re. See, just one single trill of the R, and that's it. Now, there is an A, an O, and an A, right? And so we're going to concentrate on vowels a lot in Italian, because Italian is a lot about vowels. Again, no matter where it is in Italian, it never becomes neutralized, as in English, like America, right? In Italian, it would be America, So it's always whatever position it's in, even if it's in an unstressed position. Now, the O in this case is a closed O. So O is the other non-phonetic vowel, right? So it can either be O as in oats, or aw as in AW, like saw. Okay, so if I'm looking for an open O, if we go way down, is there one open O in this whole piece? I do not see one. So if you had the word poi, it would be open O. I don't see any open O. Fuoco, like the word for fire, that's an open O. Okay, so this is amore. So here's another danger. We could double the M, or we could roll the R, which in this word would both be incorrect. So I said I was going to go over the common mistakes. I hear this a lot. Americans, non-Italians, doubling consonants that are not doubled, right? So how would I do it wrong? Amore, right? So the double M is made by holding the M in phonation. So as long as I go it's double M, right? So even if I were to do it a little bit, it's wrong. Amore. Now there's some dialects in the South where that word does have a double M. Neapolitan comes to mind immediately, right? So you will hear some native Italian speakers do it, but not in this type of Florentine Italian that's for opera, right? So the Tuscan dialect, amore, is a single M, right? So notice also that the E is closed in this word. Let's go on. We have our first assimilation. If you notice in the aria, it's spelled N-O-N, non. Now, we have an N before an F, and what's going to happen is the N is going to assimilate. Okay, so I will do it once. So here's N-O-N-F-E-C-I, non feci. Now, what exactly happened there? Watch again. Non feci. So the N actually never went in my mouth. It was here on my bottom lip. Watch again. Non feci. So what is that exactly? What is the process of that? Well, you're about to say feci, right? So to make the F, your bottom lip brushes against your top teeth. Feci. Now, in spoken Italian and in sung Italian, when this goes by very fast, there's no time to make the N in your mouth. So what happens is the N will, in speech, assimilate into the F. Thus, non feci. Did you see that? Now, if I slow it way down, it's going to be too exaggerated for singing, but you'll see it more clearly because this is a visual. So watch me again. Non feci. Now that's totally illegal what I did. If you held it in phonation like that, it would be wrong. It would be exaggerated. But just to show you the position, because that's just a millisecond. Now watch it again in real time. Non feci. See, if I say it, it goes by and you don't notice it. Okay? Now, what if I were to put the N in my mouth? This is what would happen. And a lot of singers do this. A lot of Italian singers will do this. Non feci. So what happens? I do the tip of my tongue on the roof of my mouth. Non feci. Now to get the N out, to get to the F, I have to hold my tongue in position, then release it. And then there's a vowel called a shadow vowel. So what happens is, not only do I lose my legato doing that, but I lose the position, the nice technical position. So I go off the track. Non feci, you see? So it's impossible for me to make legato between those two notes. So in sung diction, in sung Italian, it's preferable to say non feci mai male, non feci mai male. You see, I just go right straight through. Okay? So that's your first assimilation in this aria. There are many. Usually in Puccini texts, there are tons of phrasal doublings and assimilation. Let's go on. M-A-I does not rhyme with M-Y. I hear this a lot, right? I hear a lot of American singers singing it as my, right? It's A-E, my. So in Italian, you say every vowel you sing, even though it's a semi-vowel, the E. My, ma-I, okay? So A and an E. Male. So we have... We've covered all of these vowels. The L is what's the concern, right? So I hear a lot of people doing this wrong and going male, making a double L, right? And my double L is very Neapolitan. I apologize for that. Male, right? But there's a double L there, right? So we don't want to make this, right? Male. So how do we get rid of the double L if this is a problem? Well, we practice with just the vowels. Ah, right? So I did it once with a slight glottal. Now I get rid of the glottal. Ah, male. Now I have a nice single L. Okay, going on. AD is just with the D is added for beauty, because Italians love to do vowel consonant, vowel consonant, vowel consonant, right? Anima viva is not as beautiful as ad anima viva. So it's just AD. Anima. This is a great word for single consonants, right? So again, you practice. Anima. So for those of you who are kinesthetic learners, the feeling of the generosity of those vowels carries through when you put the consonants back in. Anima. Viva. So notice that the emphasis in Italian is on the vowel, right? So Italians, when they get expressive, they elongate the vowels, right? So an Italian speaking English getting more expressive would be more oh, wa, di, ju, right? The vowels get longer. We would say, oh, what did you? We go more towards the consonants as non-Italian speakers. Okay, so viva. Next line. C-O-N is a closed O, con. But what happens is it's followed by an M. So N preceding M assimilates again. So if I did this, it would sound just like an M. Con man furtiva. Did you see what happened? Con man furtiva. Not con man furtiva, which is cumbersome. Right? So what exactly happens? Well, let's do the same process as we did for the last assimilation. I'm going to say man, right? So as opposed to furtiva, both lips are now engaged. Both lips come together to make an M, right? Man. This also happens before B, because if you say boy, you see your lips come together. Babino, right? Lips come together. Man. So what happens is the N just becomes an M. Con man furtiva. You don't want to double it. You don't want to be con man furtiva. Anything exaggerated becomes bad. So in speech, this is almost done without thinking. People just speak and do it, right? Con man furtiva. Now, unfortunately, in the aria, the notes are very slow. So when you're singing con man furtiva, right? You see, you have a very millisecond to do it correctly, because if you overdo it, it's too much. Okay, so there's your next assimilation. So M-A-N, man furtiva. So now notice that you have that same assimilation as you had for non feci. So now you have one assimilation, man furtiva. Did you see what happened? Both assimilations happen. One M is with the lips together. The second M is here, right? Man furtiva. Okay, does that make sense? So two assimilations, two N assimilations in a row. How many times have you heard an American singing con manna furtiva, right? And you're thinking, something's not quite right. It's not quite legato. I don't know what. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong in that section. Okay, going on. Furtiva. Okay, so U is not influenced. So the point I cannot make strongly enough is that Italian vowels do not harmonize to anything. That's why we're always talking about pure vowels, right? So, U is U, I is I, A is A. So it's U, R, T, Va. That's how you practice. You think about the first thing you sing in this word is fu, furtiva, furtiva. And that's the whole word. Okay, going on. Quante. Okay, so quante. So what happens? There's a little bit to talk about in this. First of all, you have, if you look at IPA, it's written as a KW, right? And, IPA is supposed to be very precise, but for me, this is not precise because where is your language? Where is your orientation as far as speaking and language? Well, if you're an American speaker, KW is here. Quanto, right? Qua, right? It's down. In Italian, the KW is here. Quanto, right? Now, if I did the semivowel as a vowel, the Italian starting from an U position. U, right? Quanto, or quante, right? In this case, feminine plural. Quante. Does that make sense? Quante. No, wrong. Quante. So it's up there. Okay? One more thing. N's, remember, N's assimilate into anything. So they're always influenced by whatever comes next. So this N actually doubles. So this N is an N, like a normal N with the tip of your tongue, but it doubles. It's double N, right? Quante. If I did it in slow motion. So what do I mean by double N? Well, my vocal cords never stop vibrating, and there's actually pitch through that N. Right? Quante. Now what about the T? Well, the T is unvoiced, right? So T and D are the same consonant, right? So if I said quande, that would be the voiced one. Quante, te. So is it quante? No, that's the English T, right? So what's the difference? Well, English T is way more unvoiced than Italian T. So Italian T is almost like D, right? So if you start at D, so you say de, te. That moment where it becomes unvoiced is Italian T. Does that make sense? So de, te, but not te, where your vocal cords are apart. Okay, so that's the other thing you need to think about. Also, the Q is the same. If you think the voiced is gu, quante, right? So again, it's where the K happens is exactly where the G switches over to unvoiced. Unvoiced from voiced, yes. So quante, but not that much. Okay, I hope all of this helps you. Next, misɛrie. So the I in this case, the first I is a real vowel. The second I is a semivowel. And you'll see that as a J in IPA, right? Misɛrie. Okay, so the stressed vowel is an open E, and the unstressed E is a closed E. There's a reason for that, because all unstressed vowels in Italian are closed. Okay, now the degree to which you close them is up to you and your vocal technique, right? A lot of teachers discourage anybody singing overly closed vowels for a reason, because you'd have all head resonance. However, to the audience, it has to sound more closed than the stressed, if there's a stressed open one. So the good news is all unstressed vowels in Italian are closed. Anything that's not on the accented part of the word. The bad news is the ones that are on the accented part of the word are either open or closed, and you must memorize them. So in this case, you see this word, misɛrie, the stressed is open. The stress is on the middle syllable, right? The next word, conobbi, is a closed on a stressed. But universally, all of the unstressed are closed. Okay? So, next word, conobbi. We have a single N and a double B in all closed. So, what happens is there's a wrong way to do double B. Americans especially love to over double B, right? So, phonation does not stop. So, to give you an example of another word that does stop, like double T, tutto. So you see phonation stop. There's a space. Tutto. So to make that double T, I stop phonation. You cannot do this with double B. You cannot do conobbi. That's too much. The phonation never stops. Conobbi. It's like that, right? So how many times have you heard, "Oh mio babbino"? No, it's too much, right? Babbino, babbino, never stops phonation. Okay, so that's how you do double B. Next word. Now, we have 3 vowels in a row, and we have to say all of them. We have to say a, I, u, right? Aiutai. So it goes all around your mouth like that, right? Aiutai. See, so it's aiutai. You have to get all the way to all of those sweet spots in every single vowel. Okay, that's called a giro in Italian. It goes all around your mouth. So the other thing to note is that Italians use a lot more flesh when they speak than Americans, right? An American would say aiutai, and Italian is aiutai. Ah, right. So there's a lot of chewing going on. Sɛmpre. So the accent is on the first syllable, and that's open. Notice that the M does the same thing that the N does. It goes doubles into the P. Sɛmpre. The R is rolled because it touches a consonant, right? Okay. So now we have another assimilation. We've already covered it. So it's confè, right? Now, old-fashioned Italian, FE was open. Now in modern Italian, it's closed. It was fade, right? And fa in the shortened version. But in modern Italian, it's fe. So it's your choice. If you want to be more modern, you want to be more. Now, the old form of the word would double the next word. So it gets to my next thing. You heard me talk about phrasal doubling, right? So now we have our first strong monosyllable. So a lot of monosyllables affect the next word if it starts with a consonant by making a double S or a double consonant to begin. And in this case, you see the word fe makes ssincɛra have a double S at the beginning. And there's a lot of that in this aria as you read along through the rest of it. There's a lot of things like più belli, see double B, right? The word più is a strong, or che ne, right? So the word che is a strong monosyllable. It's actually easier to memorize the monosyllables that are weak because there are very few. A lot of monosyllables double. So for instance, la, the definite article, meaning the, does not double. Okay. Now I have another video on that. I put the link in the description, all about phrasal doublings. It's actually there's a book, diction book by Evelina Colorni. It has that list. So I'm just repeating that list, that book. That was in Evelina Colorni's book for years. So it shows you all of those formulas for what monosyllables double. So if you're interested in that, check that video out. So in this case, we have ssincɛra. Notice the N into the ch. SSignore. And also a single R. Okay, so as we said, la is a weak monosyllable. So it's la mia. So for some odd reason, non-Italian speakers love to double after the word la. I can't explain. I don't understand why. You won't double anything else, but I hear so many people going la mia and doubling that M with the expression. It's the absolute opposite of what an Italian would do. So the word la does not double. Okay, so now there's another form of the word la, which is with an accent, which is a different word. It means over there, and that word doubles. Okay, so if you say la dove, it's over there, right? And that doubles. So la mia, la mia. Okay, so words that are possessive, like tuo, mia, a lot of those pronouns, they have it's notated often as a semi-vowel, but the first vowel is the longest one. And to add to the confusion, Italians think of it as a one-syllable word. Is it really? Mia. How many syllables do you hear? Right? Because there are two vowels. It's listed as a one. And to further add to the confusion, Italian composers will set it on one note. And you have to sing two notes. Right? So for those of you who are really know your music, that's going to bother you, right? Mia is an extra grace note for the ah. Preghiɛra. So there's an open E on the one after the semivowel on the stress, and there's a closed E, right? So often I will hear pre, open, wrong, preghiɛra, or even worse, preghiɛra. Right? The opposite of what you should do. It's preghiɛra, at the end. Okay, notice that the R rolls in that word also. I, another one-syllable word where the first vowel gets a lot, right? I, right? It's also when you say ouch, I, but it's to the, in this case, santi, next word. So notice the N, santi. So the next one is a mouthful. It's a, o, e. We got all the vowels, right? A, o, e. You practice the vowels first. Tabernaacoli. The accent is on the a vowel, right? Tabernaacoli. Tabernaacoli. Tabernacoli. Right? The second syllable doesn't rhyme with the animal, the bear. Bear, e. So if you practice your vowels, you'll be good on that. Salì. So a lot of past tense, future tense in Italian have an accent on the last syllable, right? So, and that's marked with the accent. That's all. The accent doesn't do anything as far as the vowels concerned as it does in French. It's just to notate either a word has been cut off. So most final accent words have that accent on there. Okay, but not all. We've already done the next line. Let's go on to Diɛdi, right? Not Diɛdi, Diɛdi, open, right? So here's another thing that happens. For non-Italian speakers, when you open a vowel, you tend to double the consonant. So that's a danger, right? So a lot of people would say Diɛdi. So a lot of people will close that vowel to avoid making the double D, but it's still wrong either way, right? So you can do it. It's Diɛdi. If you just accent the vowel, you make the vowel long. Ai, Diɛdi. Okay, next. Fiori, right? So again, we're always talking about vowels being pure. So the O is closed. So the R does not influence it, as in English, door, car. As you see, those vowels are influenced by the R. In Italian, it is not. Fiori, fiori, right? O, E. agl'altar, right? So this is short for, there's usually a vowel after this, right? But lia is this combination, right? So the GL in Italian, with very few exceptions, makes this sound. So what is the sound we're making? L, and then a Y, right? Lia. So practice first the second part of it. Ya, right? Y-A. E from an E position. E, ya. So here's another thing, right? You'll see Y's, and when we do a Y in English, it's here, yellow, right? In Italian, saying the color yellow would be yellow, right? E would start from E. So it's the E and then the push of the tongue off of the palate makes the Y. Yellow. Does that make sense? Right? So, so if we're going ya, that's how high it has to be. It's not ya. It's not all ya. See, and it's actually impossible because we have to go from here down and then up. It stays, right? So the first sound is l, ya. So alia, agl'altar. So you have to hit the L on the way to the T also. Agl'altar. And then that's the whole thing. Okay, so L does the same thing as M and M, right? M&M's. M, not the wrapper, but the candy, right? Agl'altar. It does the same thing. It before a consonant, it's going to double. Okay, going on. We know how to do double L already, right? We have N-E-L-L, nel. So you hold the L in phonation. If you don't, it's single L. Nell'ora, right? So closed O and the word for hour or now or time. O-R-A. Ora. Nell'ora. Del dolore. All closed. Everything's closed, right? Dell is a computer company. D-E-L. Del. Right? Dolore. Single L. Single R. Closed D. We already know how to do this. Perchè. So, perchè is a two-syllable word that ends on the last syllable, and a lot of words that end on the last syllable cause the next word to double. So notice how I've written this out, right? So I would say perchè, perchè Signore. See, notice there's a double S and there's a double P. How do I do the double P? It's like the double T explained earlier in the video. We go up to the P and we don't say it. We make a space in the phonation. Watch. Perchè. I go up to a P and I don't say it. Perchè, perchè Signore. Okay, does that make sense? Perchè, perchè Signore. And that conveniently also gives you a breath. You're only just doing a double P when you're singing. Now, the next line is very interesting because you can do it two different ways, and I've written out the second way in parentheses. I think the first way is probably easier and better and less clunky. But notice that, remember, we said the word perchè can double, and the word me is a doubling, a strong monosyllable, right? So now if I were speaking, I could say, perché me ne rimuneri così, right? Why are you paying me back like this, right? But it's too much for singing. It's too much to double both. So you pick one or the other. So in the first case, we're going to pick the N. Perché me ne rimuneri così? Okay? In the second case, we're going to pick the M. Perché me ne rimuneri così? I guess both of them are fine. But you see, they both kind of move you along. And what's nice is you say it twice, so you can do it one way one time and one way the other time in this aria. Così ends on the last syllable, right? And rimuneri is all single consonants. We've had Diɛdi, gioiɛlli. Notice it's O, A. and there are semi-vowels. So it's like a roller coaster in your mouth, right? Gioiɛlli, gioiɛlli, double L, L. Della, della, double L. Madonna, right? Very strong word, can be used to swear in Italian, right? It's also the Virgin Mary. Madonna. It sounds like I'm swearing now, but there's your double. You have a double N, you have an open O. I couldn't find this before. Remember, I was looking for open O's. Here's your open O, and it's written with the broken circle. So there's your open O, right? So Madonna, al manto, al manto. So now what's going to happen is the A's are going to elide when you say this as one line, right? Madonna al manto, right? You see, one of those A's disappeared. The final A of Madonna. Manto, remember our N rule, because it's before a T, it's going to double, right? Diɛdi, diɛdi il canto. We're starting to put more words together because we've been through all of these. The word a is closed, and it means and. The word a is, he is, it is, she is, it's open. Both of them are strong monosyllables. See, so notice we have a double D. So we say, and I gave, diɛdi, right? And I gave the singing, il canto agli astri. So we've already done the li. Now, before it was lia, this is li. So this is before an I. Same combination. Astri. Notice that it's not astri. I didn't put the S early. The whole first syllable of that word is a. Astri. al, al ciel. Notice I'm going to ch, so the L doubles. Al ciel. Open E. Ciel. The I is there just to make the C ch. Right? So, right? Ciel. Right? And then K, the H is there to make it hard, right? So K ne. So notice that K is a strong monosyllable, so I'm doubling the N. Now, when you do this, before you go off and do all of these doublings, go listen to Italian singers, and you'll hear what I'm talking about. It's all very slightly done. It's in there, but you don't want to exaggerate anything, because you get a good thing and you exaggerate it, and it becomes vulgar, right? So listen to Italian singers, and you'll hear what I'm talking about. There's a slight doubling of those, that double N, right? So you don't want to really exaggerate, right? So, che ne rideam più belli. So, rideano, it's the third person plural where they're doing something, right? Rideam. Now, notice I made this an M because we're going into a P. A P is like a B, it's like an M. We say it with our lips together. Più, right? So both P and B and M, mano, our lips come together. So that N becomes assimilated. See, so notice I wrote an M, right? Rideam più belli. Più belli, double B, right? The word più is a strong monosyllable, right? Belli, open E, double L. Okay, going on. Nell'ora, we've had this. Del dolore, we've had this before. This time now it's dolore. So final R, if it's not going to touch anything, it's going to roll, right? If the next word started with a vowel, that R would flip. Okay, so R rolling only has to do with what position it's in. So any R surrounded by vowels will flip. Any R touching a consonant will roll. Now, final R, where you take a breath or you stop at the end of the sentence, that will also roll. So that's all we have to say about R. We've already done perchè, Sɛgnore. Now the word a, the interjection, is a strong monosyllable. This is why after the G coming down, you have B flat, A flat, G, right? You have a double P. perchè me ne rimuneri, right? So then you have the final phrase of the aria. So there's a double P for perchè. Okay, and we've already done this line. So now that we've gone through everything, let's go through it again, word by word. Line by line, and try to get all of our things incorporated and have a nice long line. All right, here we go. Vissi d'arte, vissi d'amore, non fece mai male ad anima viva, con man furtiva, quante misɛrie conobbi aiutai. Sempre con feci ssincɛra, la mia preghiɛra ai santi tabernaacoli salì. Sempre con feci ssincɛra, Diɛdi fiori agl'altar. Nell'ora del dolore, perchè Signore, perché me ne rimuneri così. Diɛdi gioiɛlli della Madonna al manto, e diedi il canto agli astri, al ciel, che neri dean più belli. Nell'ora del dolor, perchè Signor, ah, perché me ne rimuneri così. Thank you very much for watching. Please like this video. Please take a moment to subscribe. And as always, we will see you at the opera. Thank you very much for watching.